back to the drivers' press conference here at Imola. And as you can see, we have the AlphaTauri drivers, Pierre Gasly and Yuki Tsunoda, with us now. Welcome, guys. Good to see you. Home race this weekend for the team. Now, Pierre, why don't we start with you? Let's throw it back to Bahrain. You qualified well, but ended up retiring from the race. Did you come away from Bahrain thinking it was a missed opportunity?
Yeah, obviously, big time. You know, the whole weekend was amazing, was very positive. We showed some great pace in practice. Had one of my best ever qualifying. And then, yeah, everything was ruined after a couple of laps and after the safety car restart. So, obviously, big disappointment, as I think we were on for some big points. But, yeah, that's racing. I think, obviously, a bit difficult to swallow initially, and then looking back, we have a lot of positive to take for the season, and that's what I try to focus on with the guys. And yeah, we have new opportunity this weekend and 22 more for the season.
What are those positives that you talk about? I mean, do you think you have the third fastest car in Formula One at the moment?
No, we don't think we are the third fastest. You know, objectively, we've raced only on one single track. We've tested also in Bahrain, and then we just found out that the car really worked well in these conditions. Now we need to make sure that the car and the package we have works also well in Imola, Portimao, Barcelona, different tracks. But we are in the mix, and that's the most important. We were competitive P1, P3 in auto conditions. We were competitive at night session. We were competitive in the race. Yuki showed it, and also in quali. So that's all the positives. Obviously, there are areas we need to work on, and everybody's going to develop and improve. But let's say we have a good base to start with.
And when you're in the mix, as you say, can you feel a change in attitude within the team? Do you feel that there's a change in how you might approach strategy, for example, in that you can actually get on the podium on merit?
Obviously, you know, every weekend and every race we try our best and hoping for the best, but we are not in a position where we know we are, let's say, podium contender if everybody finishes. You know, Mercedes and Red Bull still have way too big advantage over all the others. But clearly, you know, in Bahrain we qualified in Q2 on medium. And Max and the two Mercedes were the only cars to do it. So that kind of showed a bit the approach we had, and very aggressive and quite confident there that we had the performance to do it. So yeah, we're clearly moving forward and improving as a whole team. But I think the approach is similar. We know what we need to be competitive, and we try to keep that similar approach on every race we can.
Thanks, Pierre. Yuki, coming to you. You've had 2 weeks to reflect on your debut. Just how do you rate what you did in Bahrain?
Out of 10, it's like 5. I would say it's a bit of mixed feeling. Of course, I was really happy to get points for the team. In the first race and first point, also for the Japanese, record. But also at the same time, I was aiming more high position before the race week, and it was possible to be in top 6. So it was mixed feeling. I learned lots of things in Bahrain. I actually the race week a little bit wasn't the result I want to from the Q2 especially, and also the race. I had a really bad start in the first race. I lost a couple of positions. I have to just in the race I have to gain the position as much as possible. But yeah, overall I think it was really positive race week for the future for the team. And I think we showed that we have a competitive car in the grid. So I think, for me in this Imola, I think we are home track. So and also I drove a lot in the beginning of the season. So I'm really looking forward to it.
And while we're talking about Bahrain, Yuki, can we go to this video question submitted by Matthias Brunner, please?
Matthias Brunner, speedweek.com. Yuki, you said in the team preview before Imola that reactions to your strong drive in Bahrain were stronger in Europe than back home in Japan. I find that surprising, since you were the first Japanese to score points since Kamui Kobayashi 2012 in Brazil. So why this cautious or conservative response in Japan?
Yeah, I think I got lots of message from Japanese fans like congratulations for first point, and yeah, just next is, you know, especially after the Golf Masters, Matsuyama wins. Also next, I think that, of course, that makes a little bit Japanese fans more high position. Like they expect me to more high position. Like they said, next is you, you know. But yeah, I really hope that I win. But for me, it's still same feeling as Bahrain. I'm just focusing to each race and session by session, not aiming too much high. At the moment, I'm just building up the pace and building up my confidence. So, yeah, and well, of course, I really want to show them a good result for Japanese fans, and especially in Suzuka, in front of Suzuka, I want to show them really good race. So, for now, I'm just preparing everything to perform well in the Suzuka. So at the moment, just like I said, I'm really focused to get a point as much as possible for the team, and also for my side, just improving in driving and also learn from Pierre lots of things. Yeah.
Now, before we go to the video conference, we have a question from a fan. So please take a listen to this from Filippo.
Hi, I'm Filippo, and I want to ask you a question. How did you react when they told you joined to the official team Formula One? Thank you, and good luck for the race.
So guys, how did you react when you were told that you'd join a Formula One team for the first time? Perhaps most recently happened to you, Yuki, so we'll start with you.
Yeah, okay. Was, to be honest, pretty normal. Of course, I was happy, really happy, but like, I actually was really happy. I think I heard this after the last year's Bahrain Formula 2 race. It feels like really dream come true, but at the same time, I was not aiming to be, you know, my dream was not to be Formula One driver. My dream is to be like Formula One champion. So for me, to become Formula One driver is for me, it's like part of that journey. So of course, you know, to be Formula One driver is still really need a good luck, and also need a really good race results from the junior categories. So I was really happy, and I really feels honored, especially for Japanese. Like after after Kamui Kobayashi, there was no any drivers 7 years, so I was really honored. But like I said, I'm still it's really important to get the good result after to become Formula One driver. So even I can go back to Japan last year after Bahrain. I was preparing for this season. I was just training harder than before. So for me, yeah, the day I was happy was just only the day I heard to become Formula One driver. After that day, I was just refocused to the racing and prepare for Bahrain this year.
Thank you. And Pierre?
Well, I was, obviously very, very happy, because I think it's, before I got the call, it has been quite a lot of hard work. You know, I had to win Formula 2. Even winning Formula 2, I didn't get the seat straight away. won Formula Renault, second in 315, been sent to Japan, Super Formula, where I had to fight for another championship, and yeah, I came close to champion, half a point, so finished second in the championship, and you know, it was quite a lot of hard work to get there. So even if I truly believe at some point it will come, when I got the call in Malaysia, I kind of didn't expect it at that time, and I went there as a reserve driver for Red Bull, and as I landed and I was at the hotel, I got the call that finally we're going to give you a different shirt this weekend and you're going to be official F1 driver. So it was obviously yeah, a great moment. Super happy, super excited about the opportunity. And at the same time, I didn't have much time to digest because I was straight sent to the track and trying to be on top of all the new procedures with the team. But it's obviously similar to Yuki in a way that this is part of the journey. And I guess we all want to be world champion, and that's the ultimate target in F1. But we're only 20 drivers in the world to get this goal. So that was a pretty special moment, yeah.
Thank you, and thank you to Filippo as well for that question. Now let's go to the video conference. We'll start with Scott Mitchell, please, from the race.
Thank you, Tom. Yeah, question to both drivers, please. Is it are expectations higher for this weekend? Because while Bahrain's been good to the team in previous years, obviously, Pierre, you were very, very fast at Imola last year, and the car looks like a step. And Yuki, obviously, you've done a bit of testing in older cars here. So is there reason to expect even more from the team this weekend?
Pierre, let's start with you.
Well, you know, as I said, I've put this car only on Bahrain track, so there is still quite a bit of unknown how the car is going to work on a different track characteristic. But I really believe that we've got more performance than last year. We closed the gap with the top of the midfield. We are in the mix, and there is no reason why we should not be competitive. So now that's why I'm really excited. You know, coming into a race weekend, knowing that you have a strong baseline underneath, and knowing that we should be on for a strong weekend is always exciting. So yeah, we have big hopes, and I hope we can go away from this weekend with much more points than Bahrain. Yeah.
Thank you. And Yuki, please.
Yeah, really similar comments as Pierre. We just performed in Bahrain, and actually it was really good. The performance was really competitive, and in this Imola, for me, I drove a lot in the beginning of the season, and I think I have a little bit of advantage with that, and just have to, for me, I just use that advantage maximum, and yeah, hopefully it will be better result. I think, of course, I'm aiming more higher than Bahrain for the result. Especially qualifying, I want to go to Q3 so this time, so and get a good result. So and also I think for the team, I still feel it's not from them, but I think they try to hide that you know, emotion, like really exciting thing. Also, they try to hide maybe the feeling I'm really excited for Imola, but I think definitely for Scuderia AlphaTauri, they are really looking forward to it for this Imola. So I think just perform well for them, and yeah.
Thank you. Let's go next, please, to Alex Kalinauckas, Autosport.
Thank you, Tom. It's another question for Yuki, please. Yuki, just going back to what you were saying about being knocked out in Q2 in Bahrain. I mean, I just wondered how you actually reflected on the circumstances there, because it's your first ever F1 race weekend and the team obviously expected you to get through on the medium tyres. Did you feel that that was a show of confidence in what you can do? Okay, it didn't work out, but they still thought you've got the ability to do that. So is it kind of a positive in a way that they thought you were capable? Thank you.
Yeah, for me was that from the first race, and we scored, yeah, this medium tire in Q2 was really challenging, and also for the team. And actually, first team said to me before the qualifying, they asked me to do medium soft in Q2 because of in free practice I was really had lots of mistakes and couldn't put all together and make the lap time well. So I think the team had a little bit question mark for me to go to Q3 with a medium tire. But I asked them to do the same strategy as Pierre because of also one is I have a little bit good confidence to go to Q3 with medium tire because of the car was performing well, and also for me for the future was 2 medium tire was not much. We can't have much like that experience in the future. So for me it was I asked them to let me to use the medium tire to challenge, to go to Q3. But actually, it was not. Didn't work well. I couldn't go to Q3 because of not just the medium tire. I felt a little bit strange feeling from the second set, but actually, we solved the problem. So I think, and also the experience I got in the Q2 in Bahrain was really, really good for me for the future, which I have to improve for me, and for me was good. So was really challenging and didn't work well in the Bahrain, but I think this time I can use that experience and just put all together in this time, and hopefully I can go to Q3 this time.
Thank you, Yuki. We'll do one more question, and we'll give it to Phil Horton, who sent in this email question. It's to both of you. He says, Pierre, given Yuki's inexperience, how much of a responsibility do you feel to lead the development direction this season? And Yuki, do you feel you've been able to bring some fresh ideas to the team this year? So Pierre, we'll start with you, please.
Well, for sure. Yuki is coming in F1 and doesn't have as much experience as Daniel, for example, last year. But no, I'm really excited about this responsibility for this coming season. And, I think the great thing is that with Yuki, we are kind of looking for the same direction in terms of development. We require the same thing from the car. So it makes it, in terms of development for the team, a lot easier. But obviously I have more experience, puts a bit more weight from my previous experiences over the last few years in guiding and be really precise in what we need. I'm ready for it. So I think we have a good base already from last year. We made a good step forward. The car is a bit more connected together, let's say, as a overall platform and overall balance. But there is clear things we need to improve, and I hope we can achieve that in a short term. Yeah.
Thank you. And Yuki, fresh ideas?
I don't know. I'm giving them fresh ideas for the car. I gave them a really natural feedback from the car. But I think definitely, I gave them the fresh idea for, I think, cockpit, the pedals. I think they made me a special pedal kit for me, which I struggle to reach the pedal with a normal pedal. So for the pedals and cockpit thing, I think I gave a really, really, really fresh idea. But I think hopefully, of course, in the future as well, I don't try to be like a experienced driver. I just give them really natural feeling from the car to the engineers, and hopefully that will works well to the car. But at the moment, I think the team is happy for my feedback. Like Pierre said, I think we're really similar feedback always we have after the session. So it's really good for the team. So, but just give them natural feedback, and hopefully that will work.
Thank you, guys. That's all we've got time for, so we'll leave it there.